Hey folks, it's Kevin here. We're back at the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Behind me as usual, beautiful wagon wheel and hopefully some wisdom up here. Uh, Had a really good day today, for the most part, but there's something I kind of want to talk about that I'm just going to wing off the cuff here. I've got no notes, and it's just, call it my male brain maybe coming to a realization with this. I had an incredible week this week at the gym. Lifting weights is something I really love to do. I got an incredible trainer, a great training program, and I hit every benchmark this week as far as new personal records. In bench, I did 262 and a half, my squats 290, and I deadlifted 405 today, which just blew me out of the water that it was that awesome.
Come on, Kev. Let's go.
Right. Come on.
Come on.
Another good thing, I'd like to thank my buddy. I went and got 2 boxes full of tomatoes. I'm going to be making salsa, pasta sauce, tomato juice, so I'm excited for tomorrow. So that's something I really enjoy doing. I'm a guy that loves being in the kitchen. Maybe that's why I'm a divine feminine. I don't know what the heck that means, but I truly enjoy being in a kitchen. But here's the thing I want to talk about, and it actually kind of is the metaphor about lifting heavy weights. It seems that the divine feminine has been, I don't want to necessarily say burdened, but in a way we have been burdened a little bit with lifting the heavy weights of this alchemization of this relationship between us and the divine masculine. See, it seems to me that the person with the ego gets to run off and sort of kind of do what they want while we're here left picking up the pieces in order to have hope that at some point the divine masculine will, because of our hard work and heavy lifting, come to the realization that, oh, maybe Kevin wasn't so bad and I want to be with him. And I understand that we need to get to a point where self-unconditional love is of the utmost importance. We are in our divine nature. We're doing our divine purpose here. We are working towards goals. But at the same time, it has this essence of somebody gets to kind of ride the coattails and then show up at the end when all the heavy lifting and the hard work and the heartache and the heartbreak and the crying and all of that stuff has been done by us. And on the drive home tonight, it almost really started to bug me and annoy me. But I think maybe this realization is sort of the point, a kind of a tipping point in this journey. And it's to realize that, number one, I need to forgive myself, because I normally would go into this with the expectation that that I should forgive her, like I'm waiting for an apology that's never going to come. And I see that that's not really the point now. The point is, for us, divine feminines, male or female, but I'm going to speak from the male perspective here, that we have to do the heavy lifting here on our own to become the greatest version of ourselves, with the mindset of kind of like a who gives a shit if she shows back up mentality, or if he shows back up mentality. And I know that's probably hard to hear for most people because we're sitting here pining and yearning for them. But when I look at this from the perspective of heartache and heartbreak and trials and tribulations, and like today I was spun up earlier on emotions that I have no idea where they came from, it lights a fire under me and kind of annoys me on a little bit of a level too, that we have to do all of this work. And it's not that I'm scared to do this work. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it because there's so many wins that are coming out of it as I see. I am becoming something I've never thought I'd become before. The confidence is growing. I get comments about how, like, people, one person specifically commented on my men going their own way video earlier on to who I've become now, and just what a shift that person had seen in me, and it's remarkable. But at the same time, other people are noticing that about me too, that I'm glowing a little bit different. I've got a little different vibe about me. I carry myself different. The confidence level is growing, and it's all part of the work that I'm putting into this, while the other person runs off into God knows whose arms, doing God knows what, which on a level kind of bugs me, but I know that that's all part of the forgiveness thing. But at the end of the day, I have to get to a place of who gives a crap. This journey is about me, and I guess I get to be selfish about it from this point going forward. And if this divine masculine ever decides to show up, who cares? It'll be secondary to where I'm at in life, and it probably won't even matter. Because why am I worrying about that is the question. And maybe that's the point. I shouldn't be. I should be putting foot to ass, getting my life back on the track that it should be on or was destined to be on. And if this individual shows up and is echoing at a level that I guess in a way I approve of, or maybe matches my energy, then perhaps I'll entertain it. But we do still live in a 3D matrix, and I know that we have to alchemize this relationship because it's one soul split into two. But what work do they put into this is a question I guess I'm putting out to the collective out here. What do they do? What do they bring to the table? I have to balance them and myself out at the same time. That doesn't seem like a real divine being to me. That seems like somebody doing a lot of work for somebody else, and then somebody else showing up later when they're like, oh, he's good enough now. And maybe I got this all wrong, and maybe I'm thinking of it all wrong, but again, this is just what I was in my head on the way home tonight. And I was kind of talking to myself about it, and here I am actually theoretically talking to myself, but I'm making a video to put out to the collective about it, because it's a question that's up in my head. And I think I'm reaching a point now where I'm deciding this is about me. And maybe this journey, not maybe, this journey is about that. But perhaps this is where it really begins to be fun. That I get to transition into this person that maybe I've always been waiting to show up. Because I guess in essence, I can't really move forward if I'm sitting there dwelling on her. That's the looping aspect of it. Or if I'm hoping that she's going to show up, that's still looping in my opinion. So from this moment forward, I'm going to make a little deal with myself. I don't have to worry about her anymore. I'll feel through the energy. I'll know that the energy is my own. I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll push on like I always have through the tough times in my entire life, and I'll come out the other side a great person. And I think maybe I was thinking about this all wrong this entire time until just tonight. There's just a different vibe inside of me, a determined vibe. I've been asking for divine guidance and divine help on this, and just for some reason I feel vastly different this evening about my perspective with this. And it's, in my opinion, enough goddamn time sitting around worrying about her. It really is. I don't drink. I don't smoke weed. I keep to myself. I work on myself daily. I journal. I meditate. I hit the gym like a madman just because I love doing it. I love the feeling that it invigorates my body. I'm not hooking up with anybody. I'm not even masturbating, for God's sake. Like, I keep it real low key. And it feels, for the first time in a long time, I feel pretty damn whole. And I don't want any disruption with that right now. I think I've got a purpose in life now. And maybe it's to help motivate other collectives that are out there going through the same process, that are in that looping stage all the time, where they're, thinking about their ex. And goddamn, dude, I get it. I absolutely get it. These breakups, or this breakup in particular, breakups in general are hard. This breakup, there's nothing freaking like it. Nothing. I've never experienced anything like this, like how I felt. It is a gut-punching tsunami of emotions that just hit me at any given moment, whether I'm ready for it or not or want it, they're there and they're real. And I've been trying to convey this to people that in the 3D world, you can't conceptualize it unless you're walking in the shoes that we're walking in. You really can't. You've got no clue. They talk about going through breakups, and you need to get out and need to be people. This couldn't be more damn different if it had to be. And I'm sorry if I got an attitude and if I'm swearing a little bit, but there's a fire inside of me right now about this. There really is. And maybe that's the whole point. That this burning fire inside of me is exactly what was needed. And the catalyst for it was for her leaving me, because I would never be in this position if I was with her. Absolutely not in a million years if I was with her. I would be doing the same thing I was always doing, going down to her place, meeting her needs, listening to her, demand that I do this and I do that. And I just kind of like, okay. I'm nobody's bitch anymore. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So maybe that's what this is all about. And it just took a strong, sober mind to maybe realize it. And I'm damn proud of that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about this evening. This is rather off the cuff. I hope it resonates with people out there. And more importantly, because so many, and this is nothing against females, I'm not going down that road at all, but there are so many females speaking on behalf of the divine feminine and not many male voices out there talking about this, because in my opinion, we're wired a little differently. We really are. There's a big difference between males and females when it comes to thinking. I'm not saying that what we're going through isn't very, very similar, because I believe it is just by the comments section alone. But sometimes guys need to hear from other guys about this. And if it resonates with females, that's a beautiful thing too, because I'm not in any way, shape, or form excluding you. And if you echo with this as well, please leave comments down below about it. But I think at the end of the day, for all of us, regardless of gender, this is about lighting that fire inside of you and getting after it every day, and learning to understand the pain, learning to compartmentalize it, learning to release it, but moving forward one, even if it's a baby step at a time, till the point where you hit a stride and you are in a dead fucking sprint after life. This makes sense to me a little bit more tonight, more than ever. So that's all I got. Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. This is Kevin. Please like, share, and subscribe if you want more of this content, because I'm going to take this down a different angle from this moment forward. And it's not to say I'm not going to have other videos at times when I'm spun up about things too, because I think it's fair to share and be vulnerable on this quest. But I just realized it's not about the divine masculine anymore. I was really thinking of that wrong. So here we are. I love you guys. You take care.